everyone. Thank you for watching or listening. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about writing proposals. So we're very lucky to have Kim here. Kim has written a few proposals before.
Very lucky.
We're so lucky. I can't believe we're here.
It is our organization. It's not that I've flown in from overseas.
She's made a special appearance to be here today and talk about proposals.
Very lucky.
Kim writes proposals for us at Bella Vista Studios. She's learned a lot over the years. So if you're wanting to learn how to write proposals, potentially you're writing one for the first time or you want to improve, what we're going to do in today's episode is we're going to talk to Kim, and I've got some questions for Kim to find out how
11,
to write.
Apparently
11 questions for how to write epic proposals. So are you ready, Kim?
Yeah. I'm trying to bite down on my mints, but didn't want to put you through bad breath. Sorry.
Oh God, you should have given me one.
Well,
You're the one who's going to have to suffer now.
Yeah.
Okay, question 1. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are proposals and why are they important? Oh God. You're like,
I think I define a proposal different to a quote, but they contain, so a quote is the easiest scope and investment that someone needs to make to get a solution. A proposal is that plus sharing your process on how you're going to achieve the scope and demonstrating the value behind the investment, that financial investment that someone will make. So I think it really communicates the process of how you will help a client and solve the problem that they're looking for help with.
Okay. I've got a follow-up question that wasn't on my list.
Go on then.
How do you know if the client should get a quote or a proposal?
Good question.
What would you?
I think it depends on the budget of the client. If it's a small budget, like a proposal, they can take 2 days. So if it's a 1-day job or a 1-week job, do you want to put in 2 days worth of effort to win that job? So you've got to kind of gauge it from that perspective. Is the main thing is what is the value? If it is a medium to high budget, if it's solving a complex problem that you would actually need to think about, what is my process to be able to help this client and come up with a solution? That's the kind of thing, because how can you quote for something that's unknown? And then that would break it down to, well, sometimes you can't. So you can only quote some of the project, and you would do a proposal around, you've said this is the problem. Now this is what we're going to focus on, which is the analysis. And this is how we do analysis. So that would include things like a kickoff meeting, a discovery workshop, and all the things that you would do to help understand the problem better and sharing that process of what you do to do that. And then you'd actually have to come back as part 2 and communicate this to the client. That part 2 is around, when we know that and what we're going to create as a solution, we will then do another quote or a proposal, probably for a project that big, and show, okay, now it's going to be e-learning, and it's going to be videos, and it's going to be a job aid, and it's going to be posters and stuff like that. Yeah.
Love it. Very good. Very knowledgeable. So from your perspective, what makes a great proposal?
Great proposal. Helping your client visualize exactly what they're going to get. So helping them visualize the expectations of what their investment will give to them. And that might be things like, I think visual representation is important. So your solution might look like these samples, which you can just grab on Google and go they're not my work, reference them in that, but this is what I'm painting the picture of exactly what you're going to get, would be the main thing. And I think that's it. I've had a brain fart, but yeah.
So would you say you would write it in a way that appeals to them and shows what value they will get?
Exactly.
In comparison to what it will give you?
Yes.
Like having that lens? Maybe?
Human-centered design.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, this is human-centered design.
Thanks for picking up on that. So what is the benefit to them? What are they expecting to get in return for the work that you do? And that might be financial improvement in their business, efficiencies, helping your employees be more engaged, lifting morale. What are the benefits that person is going to get? What can they expect?
Yeah. This is another question that wasn't on my list,
No,
but
it's all good.
would you like find out from them what they want or what their needs are before writing the proposal if you didn't have enough information to begin with?
Definitely.
Would you just call them, or what would that look like in action?
Yep. So if you go onto the creatorhub.belvistastudios.com, there is a free resource and it's called Project Brief Questions. There's about 26 questions that will really, if you get the answer to the majority of those questions or as many as you can in I would say a phone call, because there's a lot to get through. But if you do it in a phone call, you can gather enough information to write an effective proposal and know what you're actually dealing with to be able to respond to that request for quote or proposal.
Yeah. So don't just write what you think will add value to them. Make sure you understand what their situation is, do you think?
Yeah. And then you've got to decide how much effort you want to put in to do that, because depending again on the scale of the project, the client's budget, and that, you know, if it's a small project, you don't want to put that much effort in. But if it's a big project, you want to know what you're getting into and how you can best serve the needs of your customer, and you need to understand their problem. Now, what that even may extend to is, hey guys, to be able to respond to you and give you a proposal that makes sense, I'm going to do a workshop or a meeting. I'm going to set up a Zoom call or whatever it is to get that data. And you may choose to do that for free, or you may choose to charge for that. But at the end of the day, you'll need an output which you can give to them. It may help your writing proposal. If you charge for the time, it's just the outputs of the meeting, for example.
And they can use that with someone else or
exactly.
Okay, cool. How do you think you can promote the value that you can bring in a proposal?
It's a tricky one, because a lot of people are concerned about sharing their IP and their process and giving too much away, because you do hear stories of, like, you tell people this is my process and these are the things I'm going to do for you, and then they go, I'm going to do it in-house. Or they see someone else and they go, we want this solution that's being proposed by Bella Vista Studios, but we actually don't want to pay their prices. We're just going to get a freelancer or someone cheaper at a rate to do what you've said. So how do you communicate the value in there? So you've got to make a decision around that. For me, it's just, we give so much away for free anyway. Like, look what we do in social media and that. At the end of the day, my belief is that we need to help the client solve the right problem, and I need to influence and communicate to them effectively that this is what needs to happen from my experience across industries, previous projects, solving problems in an effective way. So I want them to see that. I want them to see that we are a holistic problem solver, that we bring elements of psychology, marketing, branding, sales, UI, product design, all that into us. And that's why you should choose us, because we're going to come at it from that perspective. So for me, and this is a choice you need to make yourself, but we do paint that picture back to the previous answer as clearly as possible, so they have no doubt in their mind that there's a gap and what are we actually spending our money on. I don't want that to happen. And communicating your value is like, basically, what are the steps? And I think it's really useful anyway, process internally for us to figure out, what are we going to do for this client? What is that going to look like over time? That becomes repeatable. That becomes your process, the way you approach and solve problems, which has actually come out to, this is like, we're so passionate about human-centered design. That's how we got there over time. We started to repeat. Well, we do a discovery workshop. We have a success statement. We run a creative conversation. And these are the things in that. Doing that has helped us define our process that we do with all projects. And now you've got the human-centered design course. You can learn exactly how we did it. We created a playbook for us to use internally. This is our process for all projects. And then now that's there. And then that became the online course. So you can, that's where that came from. And it was about getting clear on our process because we wanted to be able to communicate to clients the value and our point of differentiation. So
that's cool. It makes me think like it's really cool if you can write your proposal well, because it means you trust in your process and you know that it works. Like it's almost like keeping yourself accountable if you're writing a proposal and the process doesn't sound right, you need to question yourself and think maybe my process could be improved.
Yeah.
So I like that. It sort of keeps you accountable through the process of writing it.
Yeah. And I think like the first proposal took us a long time to do. Like it was literally like days, like easily 3 days. We refined it over time because we refined our process. So we were learning. But now, like that proposal that we use, the template we use, which is the same, it's the framework, the proposal template on the Creator Hub that you can buy is the framework of the exact one that we use. We've just fleshed it out with like our examples or our process, pardon me. And then now it's just like, okay, that's the problem, replace the problem that's in the template. That's, I don't know, like, so it doesn't take as long. It takes maybe half a day, but I definitely recommend that because you do discover, is our process hole proof? Yeah. And are we doing things the right way and the best way and the most effective way? And have I now got a process as an individual or a team that is rinse and repeat? Yeah. And I think now I feel very comfortable with all projects that we do. It's just like, you just follow the process. It works every time. Like, what are we doing? What's in the process next? Yeah. So it's almost like an evolution. As your process improves, the proposal sort of follows that. And then you can just fill in the parts. Yeah. And not spend time recreating it every single time. And it becomes like your checklist. So it's like, okay, we're in analysis now of the project. So what activities am I gonna do through my analysis? Well, I can just go back to my proposal. What did I promise to the client? What are the outputs or what do they expect, and making sure that you cover that in the project. Especially, I guess, the value of it. And I use the proposal as the scope document and almost like the contract. Is that what happens is they come problem, you share a solution through your proposal. Then you have conversations, the project unfolds, it adapts, it changes, you're recalibrating all the time. If there's ever a dispute about what should be in the scope, you can go back to the proposal or to make sure you're delivering on what you said you would, go back to the proposal. So it's a really good... It's like evidence of what was agreed on. Exactly. Yeah. That's cool. Nice. How detailed do you think a proposal should be? I think it goes back to the answer previously on how much you want to give away. But it needs to be very detailed. So if I'm not going to remember them from memory, like all of the steps in the proposal, but in our proposal template, it's about why we exist, what we're about and what we believe as a team, thanking clients, the skills and capability awards, all that kind of stuff. And then it's like, this is our understanding of the problem. This is our approach and our methodology. This is our like portfolio. Like these are the things we've worked on before. So a proposal is very detailed, but that reflects the investment a client is going to make. So therefore it's worth putting in the effort, because if you win the project, you could have a couple of months worth of work there. So yeah, I think you need to take the time to figure out what is the relative effort to put in to reflect that project and the value that project is all about. Like, because you can't just go, I'll do that project, no problem. And then, and then they're like, but this is like a really, really big project. It's going to be months. It's going to impact this many employees. And you're just like, yeah, sweet, I'll do it. Like, there's more to projects of that size. Cool. Something that I've just thought of, I think it'd be useful for people to know. So if I was writing a proposal for the first time, you've mentioned a few things that are included, like the methodology that we use in our process, but what would you say the key things are that people should be including in their proposal? Those things that I said. So rewind the video. Rewind. Yeah. What your team, skills, capability, all that stuff that I was listing off there, that is basically what's in the proposal template. That's what's in ours. Yeah. You got to cover that. Okay. Do you include the price in a proposal? Yeah. Scope, schedule, price, contact, call to action at the end is really important. What's how long you want them to accept your proposal, right? So take like, here you've seen it, choose us basically. And then putting a time limit on your proposal or any quote is really important. So you got 2 weeks or this is no longer valid. You need to roll with their momentum and excitement, and keep that priority there in the eyes of the client.
Yeah. Cool. What do you think clients look for in a proposal?
It's hard, hey. Like, it's different, and it depends on if the client is reactive or proactive and how they're trying to solve the problem.
Okay.
So I think a lot of the time, like, it's very easy for clients to just make a decision based on price, and you'll be able to, if you qualify a customer well, you would be able to figure out if they care about price or process. That's the two things that you've got to qualify your customer around. If they care about price, a lot of the time I wouldn't go into that much detail in a proposal. If they care about process, then you demonstrate your process and the value you're going to bring, and then price is like an afterthought. So you've got to qualify to figure out which one they care about most. Then what they care about, if they care about price, they're just going to look at that really. And have you done it before? And if you show examples, do those examples reflect ones that they're expecting or that they'd like to see in their organization? And that's a reactive client, I would say. I'm very stereotypical. I'm trying to put them in two boxes just at this point to educate. There's obviously other intricacies. The other thing is then if they're proactive and they care about process, what do they care about? They care about, are you solving the true problem? And that's where I think like human-centered design, that's where we've seen that kind of response come really well. This is how we're going to solve the problem. These are the benefits that you will receive in the organization. So go back to those things we talked about before with like better engagement, less turnover rates, less sick numbers, more profit, whatever that data that they care about for the problem that they're actually trying to engage you for.
Yeah, nice. Good. You know so much about this stuff. Do you think proposals need to look visually appealing?
Yeah, I think it's important. I do. A proposal, like the template, is visually appealing.
It is beautiful. I love it.
Designer so here.
Who made that?
You probably have your like name and signature and phone number in there somewhere. Call me if you ever want. I do, because you're demonstrating your work ethic, your quality of work through it. And then you also have first impressions. So they open it up. You can, if you think about like those horrible Word document ones, it's just like, ugh. Like when you open up a 40-page Word document, I know I have that reaction.
Eyes glazed.
Exactly. If I open up a 40-page beautifully designed document, I'm like, oh, what's it got to say? So I do think it's important. It's a really great opportunity to demonstrate the value, the quality of work, the work ethic, how seriously you take this in that proposal. In your response.
Nice. Love it. What advice do you wish you received before writing your first proposal?
I think I wish I knew how to qualify customers better, because then I would know whether to write a proposal or just respond with a quote, and who cares about price and who cares about process. So I learned that through trial and error. Okay. But now you don't have to, just qualify customers better.
Learn from you. Okay, last question. Are you ready?
It's gone quick.
Yeah. So what should people do? So the lovely people that are watching this video right now and wanting to learn about proposals, what should they do after this video? What action should they take to improve how they write their proposals?
Well, hopefully you've been taking notes, and will be, if you haven't, whatever is going through your head now, if this has resonated, I suggest you take notes and go put it into action. Into your proposal template. Like, go make the improvement now, because that's what I did. Every time I learned a lesson through the proposal process, straight away back into a proposal template, update it. So that thing that I shared about, I put in a proposal, then it'd be like, I check in 2 weeks, hadn't heard anything, check in a month, and they're like, yeah, it's important to us, just not yet. We fell down their priority thing. So that's where okay, you got a 2-week deadline to respond and accept this quote. Otherwise, it's no longer valid and the price may go up, or your deadline is not available. That's another thing, because clients will be like, oh, we need it by December 31st. And they push out and that's fine when you talk about it. But when they push out the acceptance of the proposal, which you've made your schedule based on, then you're
everything out.
Yeah. So you got less and less time to do it. And then it may not be actually possible by their deadline, which may risk for them actually doing the project in the first place. So put into action straight away. And if you have no idea what you're doing and you are going to struggle or whatever, just buy our proposal template, because the stuff that we're talking about is there. You need to fill it out. You need to take action on the stuff that's in the Creator Hub. It's not just here's the answer. It's the right framework, and it's a framework that works. And I would say 80% of the time we close deals based on that framework, but you got to fill it out, because your process is different to our process. Your things that are important to you and your business are different to what is important in our business. So yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we finish the video today?
No.
You did amazing. Good job. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. Good luck with your proposals. I think there's been some really great insight from Kim. She has done a lot over the years with proposals and has learned a lot. So listen to her advice. Take action, like she said. What we always do at the end of our videos is think of something that you will put into action and that you will implement to help you write better proposals. And in the description, the proposal template will be there. Check it out. It is epic. It's all there for you and will make your life so much easier.
Do you know what is better? If you can, I would recommend check out our freelancer mastermind, because if you just get that for 1 month, you get all of our business templates, including the proposal template. So you get, and there's 2 versions. One's like we call it, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, you'll have to find out by buying it. But you get all the business templates, but you get 4 coaching sessions in your first month. And with that, like these conversations, you just get it contextualized and personalized to you. So like if you're working on a bloody proposal and you need help, like you can use that coaching time to get that contextual and write it and get it all sorted. Basically you can get all the templates that we use, get the coaching, make them work for you, and then join us for 1 month if you want. Yeah,
it is cool, because sometimes it is good to get that personalized advice, isn't it? If you've got a question or there's a situation you're facing, it's good to know like what to actually do in that moment. Because you can look online, but it's not always what exactly the advice that you need. I think you're right. Templates epic, and if you are wanting that personalized advice to support you and get you set up, I think the freelance course is epic. Awesome. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. Comment below, check out the template, and have an awesome day.